Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. This is Jack Talcott, and today we're going to talk about some helpful tips. Just another day in the life of me. Hopefully the sound's coming through, and hopefully the signal's working. I'm seeing a weak signal sign here, but hopefully this will work out. I've noticed an increase in subscribers, and thank you. Thank you for those. I don't typically get into all that stuff, but today I'm just going to kind of flow and see where this goes. I've set aside at the very least an hour, but give or take, we're going to see where this goes. And so thank you to the new subscribers, and for those who are sharing time. For those who do hop on the panel, please be patient. I'm going to get through a few points that I want to make today. And there was a comment already. We'll start right here. Salty Siren, thank you. Showed up early, but why did you give up on the challenge, then re-implement it? I plan to address that today, so we'll just start there. There was a comment and an offer made of a challenge for me to do a 28-day presence here online, but I've already been doing that. The challenge wasn't mine, and I'm going to do what's right for me. I'm sorry you felt a push-pull dynamic. Not trying to exhaust anyone. I'm actually trying to be generous with what, the faith and inspirations that I've been allowed to receive for myself. So anyway, Moose, thanks for stopping by. I see you backstage, and Snafu as well. Thank you. But today, there's been a lot of thought. Today I am trying something new. Okay, when the panel opens up, I'm open to polite conversations, and I've been working on me. I'm going to try something new. I will not be engaging in nonsense and this constant repetitive accusation. My patience is thin. Has been thin. Today is new. Let me not overstate. We're going to flow today, and actually I want to have fun. I mean, this is kind of what I want people to realize. Life can be fun. It doesn't have to be so damn complicated. It doesn't have to be so full of fear and hate and angry. That shit is nonsense, man. Being a human can be a confusing thing. It's quite obvious. Humans are complex and confusing people. We are contradictions. I kind of think that's what God intended in this game. What I was trying to articulate the other day about us having a different consciousness and awareness of self, a different level of consciousness, as we know, than the animal kingdom. But I think God gave that to us because there is something special about humans, man. They're magical, dude. And so I think this consciousness thing is for this game of growth and experience for us to discover the divine. The divine is that which is you. You are a form of intelligence, a biological technology for the purpose of life. Your body is a divinely created form. So it's like an avatar or a costume so that your spirit can have an experience. It's kind of friggin' cool when you stop and think about it. But see, that's where the complexity of humans has been interesting throughout history, is humans are easily confused as well. See, when fear creeps into the mind, and I think this is God's design, honestly. I mean, you look at nature, the perfection of nature, it's just everything is perfect, perfectly aligned, perfect in its being, in its function, in its form, in its part of nature. And my mind's thinking of the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, out in the wilderness. The wilderness. We've grown so accustomed to our settlements. We call them cities, towns. They're settlements. We're a part of nature, and we freaking live apart from it. I know many who do. So let me get back to the point, right? I'm pretty sure it's by God's design that all of this works. You know, we've got this physical reality that's it's perfect in its form. You know, I do believe in science. So you go down to the atomic level, the molecular level, the cellular level, then things just build, and there's a pattern and an intelligence within all that is. So we've got this physical form of reality that we coexist within, and all the reality we can ever know is right now. I mean, we can hear stories of the past, and we can find evidence of the past and imagine what the past was, but the past is brought us to here, to right now, to today. So we've got this physical reality that is just so complex and dynamic between the weather patterns, the natural patterns of time, the days, the seasons. Everything is fluid and it's constantly changing. So it is very complex. But at the same time, it's beingness of nature, of Mother Earth, the air, the stars, the sun, the moon. Their beingness just is. So now we've got this physical realm of all of this stuff. Now throw in the realm of consciousness, the knowledge of knowing this physical realm, and holy shit, man, that's where the confusion happens. All these names and labels, and then all the details to get lost and confused within. Our minds, man, they are divine. So keep it clean. Keep your mind pure. Keep your mind still and open. See, this morning I was laying in bed, doing my reality check of what's my day, what do I want to do, what do I want to accomplish, what have I learned, where are we going to go with today? What does God want me to do? I didn't come up with any new ideas, so here I am once again for you. But the God I was praying to is just what I was thinking about, you know, the complexity of nature, and then how complex the human mind can be. It's just, it's an unseen form. The mind is not the brain. The brain is just where we can find the measurements. But the mind is simply an activity of thought. The mind is how we measure and just identify the non-existent nature, the non-existent form, and the nature of intelligence. That's what consciousness is. So our God is the God that allows us to know that we live. I believe Jesus spoke that as the Father. I think it fits. The Father and the Divine Mother, the form, create the generous experience of time. It's divine. It's perfect. See, humanity has lost humility to God, to the unseen power of truth, to the unseen force of love Love is the regenerative force. Love is the force of generation. It brings care and trust and joy. That's what life is about, is love. So as a human being, it's easy to get lost in the mind, right? Because not only are we dealing with this experiential form and the emotional energies and the energies of intelligence, but then we also have the time equation. And in our minds, we can transport ourselves into the past, into the future, very, very easily, and to go back and forth between the past, the future, and the present, just like in seconds, if you're not paying attention. Because a lot of people, I'm guilty of it myself, I used to do this often. My mind was stuck in memories and problems I'd identified in the past, and I just couldn't let them go. And so I was stuck in the past, and when I did spend time imagining the future, those stupid memories I wouldn't let go of kept coming up. And so then I just imagined more conflicts, more misery, more sorrow, and it created a hopeless, helpless life, and I wanted to die. And then I learned how to make peace. I learned how to surrender. Surrender to the truth that I knew, to accept the fact that I did my best in the past. Yeah, I made some mistakes, but I've also done my best to make things right. And so when I accepted that truth, holy cows, man, my mind, the conflicts started to settle. When I started to see the world from different perspectives, when I started to care about the stories of others and not just my own friggin' problems, when I started to care about more, I felt better. And I do. I mean, that's why I'm here today, is because I care about you. I looked at the news again today, and the wars are continuing. Human beings are risking their lives as refugees trying to escape places their ancestors lived. So we've got refugee issues, we've got wars going on, and we've got a lot of bickering nonsense that I see occupying a lot of time. It's bickering nonsense has occupied a lot of my time over on the proper instruction motivates people supposed platform. Thanks to the gifts of Paul Unslaved, whether he hears or not, I'm sure his monkeys will tell him I said his name. Oh, dear God. So this is my house today. Welcome to my living room. Let's not get lost in the past or the future. Let's stay grounded in the present. Have some appreciation for the divinity of life. Life, I've been considering this thought too recently. Life might be God. Should we not worship life? The life of ourselves, the lives of others, the lives of this planet? Shouldn't we care about life? Shouldn't that be the focus of our time and attention, not this survival nonsense of money? Hey, there is a couple here. I'm going to start out with open arms and welcome the guests to the panel.
What's going on, dude?
Hey, actually, hold on just for a minute for me, Moose. Let me do something different today, and kind of spend a minute with the chat, if that's all right. If you can continue your patience, okay. So there's a few. Chuck in Tennessee, thank you for showing up. Roy Dugan, Coded Friend, thank you. Christos, hey, good to see you.
Jack, I need to ask you a very
Hold on a minute.
serious question.
Here, hold
No,
on a
no.
minute. All right. I don't remember. I think I said Roy Dugan. Hey, holy brother. Holy. Yeah, good to see you. Oh, El Perro. El Perro. I'd love an opportunity to resolve your disagreements. Still waiting for that opportunity, and I'm available. You're invited, El Perro, into my living room. Come hang out. NJ Jeep Girl, please. I'd be honored. Thank you for showing up. Let's see. I don't really like paying a lot of attention to the chat, to be honest. That's kind of why I prefer to show respect to those who are sharing their actual presence with me in the time. All right. I think I've gotten through the chat. Moose, Snafu, you felt some urgency, so please.
Yeah, I do got urgency, and it's funny you say you appreciate the presence, and I said I need to talk to you seriously, and you just dip out, fucking Nazi block me, but that's not why I'm here right now. I got to ask you your thoughts, and you need to be very careful how you answer this because it is a question that I need to know for the metaverse, but the real world. You saw Jeffrey Simp and Cuckold video like we all did, you know, the whole Annie fucking bullshit drama, whatever. I don't care about that. I mean, it's fun, whatever. I saw he had that little femboy preaching little dude on there, and I saw you jumped on panel. And that little femboy preacher, little fucktard that old Jeffrey had admitted to grooming our children
Snafu,
with fucking drag queens and sexualization.
Whoa.
I need to know.
You know
No,
what?
I want.
Snafu, I apologize to you sincerely for interrupting you and placing you back, because what I'm doing here is I'm enforcing rules you didn't know about, okay? This panel today is not a platform for people to come up and bitch and complain about other people who are not here. So you started with the statement, you had a question for me, you brought up my presence on the Jeffrey panel, and I'm not sure where you were going. You can keep your remarks to here.
If you'd let me finish, Jack, instead of Nazi blocking me.
Well, please abide
the
by
question
what
was for
I
you.
asked.
It's for Jack Calcott, the love message you're spreading. So are you in agreement with who you, yes, you represented yourself on a panel with an admitted child groomer femboy? Is that okay with you, Calcott?
Let's
And
stop. Let's stop. Are you done with your question?
You put yourself on that panel, which is representative of you.
But you don't need
The guy
any more
admitted that he
foundation
groomed
for
children.
your...
I want to know.
All right, could you
This is-
possibly be
hold
a
on.
little batshit crazy or something?
Who are you speaking of, Moose?
The one that goes around accusing everybody, the accuser.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Snafu, you need to chill out with your accusations, because you're coming up here with the question as though you have some sort of jurisdiction over me and my actions. So before we even
You not hear
entertain
my
your
question, Jack?
interrogation,
Jack, I
let's
asked a question.
establish the rules of this
Jack,
discussion.
without being mean, hey, Jack, I'm not trying to be mean. I asked a question.
Stop
Do
making
you support?
excuses and listen. We can establish the rules of this discussion, and that's what I'm doing here. We are
What,
establishing
knocking me and
rules of this
blocking me when I'm
discussion.
asking you a question?
You're not asking the question if you're honest.
I absolutely asked you a question.
And what was with all the insults and pejoratives of other people?
Your buddy that you joined the panel admitted he
Snafu.
grooms children. Do you agree with that or
So
not?
what? I
So
don't
what?
agree.
Okay, so that is your answer. That's what I
Snafu.
wanted to know. You don't care that he grooms.
Snafu,
I think you handled that great, Jack.
Thank you. Snafu, you are a very confused man who does not know as much as he thinks. And you running around like a little fearful coward, casting interruptions or creating interruptions, casting insults towards everyone. You imagine a flaw and you just run with it. You don't even fucking stop to think. So snafu, the topic of today and the topic I'm trying to share through this platform is the benefit of stillness. Can you return to stillness on this platform, snafu?
He's basically asking you to die, Snaff.
I'm asking you to kill your ego so you can have a
My ego is not the
conversation like a
question,
humble
Jack
man.
Talcott.
Your ego is the absolute problem, snafu, and until you accept that you are the problem of this situation between us, there's no resolve. So is there any resolve? I'm going to put you on one last time, snafu. Is there any resolve to the disagreements between us?
Don't you mess up, boy.
Is there any
Oh, great,
resolve?
Talcott. Should I worship you and ask for the first signature of the
How
audiobook? Is
about
that what
you
you're
answer
asking of
the
me?
question like a man?
No, you're blocking me. You're censoring me from
How
speech.
about you
You're
answer
not
the
even letting me
question
fucking
like
have
a
a conversation.
man? You're arguing like a bitch, and you can leave. I do not care. You are kicked. So, when you choose to return with a different attitude, snafu, you are welcome. Welcome to join my living room once again. And Moose, thank you for your civility and
Yeah,
patience.
man. No problem at all. I think you're doing a great job. I think that you're doing you is what you need to do, and I'd like to hear more.
Well, I wish you would, and I appreciate your attention. You know, I'm grateful to see you show up today, Moose, because I heard your comments on the Z platform this morning. I was actually proud of you there as well, that you admitted your purpose on the We Are Awake TV platform was to be an agent of chaos in the life of Jack Talcott.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agent of Chaos.
Why did you feel that was something Jack Talcott needed on that day?
Well, see, I think that Jack Talcott needed a frenemy, somebody who was an enemy but a friend, and I'm a safe enemy.
No, actually, who do you think you were helping by doing that? Do you think you were helping me? I mean, you describe this bullshit narrative of a frenemy, but that's a word you imagine in your life, and I don't treat people the way you treated me. So what is this frenemy bullshit?
You're totally right about that. You're totally right. I treat people kind of like, mainly like shit. That's true, Jack. And I am an agent of chaos. I do think that you're batshit crazy. But I also think there's a lot of love in there, and I think there's a lot of wisdom in there too.
Hey Moose, I'm going to interrupt you. Your opinions don't mean shit to me, good or bad. What I care about is facts. Okay, and the facts
You're right. Let's keep it to the facts. No opinions.
Yep. So you admitted that you are serving as an agent of chaos. Is that what you think God wants you to do with your fellow man?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's necessary evil, right? Sometimes the devil.
Well, let's keep it specific to you and not generalize, Moose, because this is what I'm trying to do, is resolve my disagreement with your behavior. To me, it was absolutely illogical, lacked respect, because, Moose, you've heard my goals.
You're right. That was disrespectful. And I think
right.
that if you were in a different venue, you would have more respect. I just didn't think you were having it, and so I had to jump in there and try to lighten the mood.
No, do you really think you lightened the mood for me?
Wait, what? Say that again.
Well, Moose, unless you want to oppose my goals of trying to create something better for the world, to remember, I'm trying to speak at the UN and the government. I'm trying to speak to my son and to other people online or in the real world community who actually give a shit about ending wars. So, Moose, that day on We Are Wake TV was my opportunity to share the wisdom of me that God has blessed me with, and the perceptions and my experience of what is this place, which is what I speak about on my own platform. But of course, I don't have the subscriber count. I don't really have the support that others might have. So, Moose, that was an opportunity for me to express the wisdom and the good of me. But you and your punk ass cronies couldn't stand to see someone give me support when you've chosen to disrespect me.
Wait, hold on. That's not true. Like, I had nothing to do with
Explain
everybody
what
else.
is untrue.
I had nothing to do with anybody else. Why would you blame
I'm talking about
your
your
blame it
behavior.
on me?
I'm talking about your behavior. You chose to enable the group that chose to stand against me as agents of chaos, Moose. So I'm speaking directly about you, my brother. Let's resolve this, or you can move on. There's other people patiently waiting.
Well,
I saw a new face here or two, and I welcome Finn Sway. You're a new face, but I believe I saw it in the background.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Jack? Yeah, I came with a purpose for you today.
Oh, this is RCA. Did you come with any resolve in your mind, or just complete disagreements and accusations?
No, actually, I came to maybe just some advice, simple advice that people
Why do you think I
to.
asked? I'm not asking for advice unless you identify what value you believe. I mean, my patience is very, very limited. I'm tired of this bullshit, egoic nonsense that's somehow been attracted to me through this Paul-enslaved chaos. I have a purpose for my life and for my time. This is not a hang out and bitch at Jack session, okay?
I was just wanting to say that a lot of people are intaking a lot of information, but they're not taking the time to actually like resonate with it or just ponder or think on it. That's all I came up, other than to say hi.
You know what, brother?
What's up?
Please allow me to apologize, because I did just what you said. I didn't allow it. I made an assumption that this was someone else, and I apologize.
Oh, you're doing great, brother. I just hope you have a good day. I just stopped in real quick. Have a blessed one.
Well, hey, let's talk about what you said, because you're absolutely right. You were saying that people don't consider what is said, right?
Right.
Well, that's what our human egos do. Can we talk about this? Do you have any time? I'd prefer enlightening conversations than this BS nonsense these other clowns want to bring to me.
Yeah, I got a lot of time, man. I got some time. I can talk to you.
Well, sure.
We overload ourselves with information, and that's, it's like the consumption thing. It's consumers being consumed by their own consumption, and then it's like once you know information, if you will, how are you applying that? I'm not talking like you directly. I'm just saying in general, how would one apply that if they're focused on division and all this, you know what I'm saying.
Brother, absolutely know what you're saying. And here, we'll just help explain each other, and we'll build on this, all right? If this is all right. Different explanations help different people, and we're just planting seeds of thought into this realm of consciousness. What you're saying is absolutely right. The balance of being a human is to learn and implement, right?
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of people who they get caught up in the learning part, then skip the implementing, and then go into the sharing. Admittedly, I started that way myself.
Right.
I mean, I was seeing the benefit of the knowledge and feeling the strength, and I thought I could share it, but I didn't understand it to the depth that I do today.
Well, we all have to start somewhere. You know, I'm younger
We
than
do.
you. I'm still trying to figure life out, you know?
Hey, brother, well, what you said, let's stay there, right? The information overload. The old saying that the devil is in the details. Okay, and it's our ego. It's within us is the ego and the spirit, and the ego is the primitive one. It's the ignorant one. It gets confused over the details, and it doesn't detach enough with the spirit to see the concepts. Does that make sense?
It's the manimal. I hear you.
Yeah. So this is what I've been working on myself. I know a lot of big picture information, and I know where I've learned all the details that filled in all the gaps, right? I know the experts in the different fields that I've learned from, but I know the big picture. I know the concepts. Like specifically life coaching. I studied the concepts that promoted by like Tony Robbins and the people in his arena, where they focus on the masculine energy of achievement, right? Setting goals, driving, commitment, work towards achievement. But then I also studied the feminine aspects of coaching. Rather than goals and achievement, you use desires and fulfillment.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It takes both of the energies for the completion. Everyone has, like usually the male is more, masculine dominant, and the woman is the more feminine dominant. But it's completion when it's together, because both are required in this realm, if you will. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, brother, I'm loving this. Yeah, absolutely right. It comes down to a balance. And so here's what I've been learning about the ego and the spirit and this existence. It's far easier. It's far more simple than our mind wants to accept, right? Because all our lives we've been taught, it's a scary world and you got to fight to survive and you got to do all this shit. And so we've had a survival mindset.
Yeah.
We got to break out of that so that we can thrive.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that you mentioned the balance again, because also that, not only just applying that regarding energy, but also, information intake and application.
Hey, we're like where I started earlier. I kind of overcomplicate things. Well, life is complicated to explain, but it's really simple. Our bodies, man. We're like receivers and transmitters, converters of energy, receivers and transmitters of information.
Yeah.
And energy, right? And so to simplify it, we've just got to be still, to be one with the moment and with the truest nature of who we are right now.
Yeah.
And then it feels good to live, right?
Well, that's the whole thing, because when you change your perspective and your aspect on life, the law of polarity, this room is small, but it's also big, depending on the way you look at it, And they might say, oh, that, that's new age concept and this and that, but really it's not, because the universal laws, those are ancient,
Amen, brother. Hey, thank you for bringing the energies that I want. I prefer these calm, deep discussions. We've got Christos in the back, and I know he's got some knowledge on this esoteric stuff. He spent some time looking into that. And
I'm gonna jump down in the chat.
All right, bro.
Thank you for your time, man. Have a blessed day, bro.
Hey, thank you for stopping by. God bless. Here, we'll do this. Welcome, Christos. How you doing, brother? Are you there?
Check. You can hear me now?
Now I hear you. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
I like the music in the background you added. Started to throw some music back there now.
I did. How's it coming across? I haven't. I mean, is it too loud?
No, it might be too quiet. I mean, it's
Okay.
like I don't know if
Oh.
I hear it consistently, but every couple of seconds I hear like an instrument in the background.
Wait, thanks for the feedback. It's nice for me, man. I've got like chill frequencies in the back. I'm just hanging out, having fun today.
Yeah, it sounds nice actually. It's not necessarily coming through, but yeah, there's something going on in the background, some type of white noise. Yeah, but it's not getting in the way of anything, so it's good.
Thank you. Were you?
You opened up the panel really early on Ian's channel when you were doing What Is This Place with him. I thought you guys were gonna do it one-on-one longer.
I kind of did too, but the reason I opened it up. Whoops.
There it is. Now it's coming in.
Was a little more. The reason Ian was gonna let it flow, and I'm a man. At this point, I'm just trying to do the best I can, moment by moment. So I figured we'd figure it out, and I thought we would open it up. What I've found though, Christos, is one-on-one, especially when someone's running the show. They're paying attention to the chat. They're looking at other things. They're not really engaged in the conversation. So then I feel like I'm sitting there talking alone again. So.
Oh, did you feel that way with Ian?
No, I didn't, but I know my past experiences. And honestly, I do. I hope for resolve with Paul and everyone. I don't want all these disagreements, man. I don't know why they've been created.
Yeah, well, Ian came through and was being humble and making peace and building bridges last night, so I just went along with it. It was out of nowhere. I wasn't necessarily expecting it, but I'll go with it. I won't. I mean, it's not even a huge deal for me. I had some things I was ready to really hold him accountable to. I still could, but if he's at the point where he doesn't even want to entertain this drama that we kind of started last month, it's been kind of going on and off through these streams. If he wanted to bury the hatchet, and I could tell he was genuine, so I figure I could sit here and draw it out and then still try to make issues, but even if I'm justified to some degree, seemingly, I can also just say fuck it, okay, let's bury the hatchet, and I'm not really gonna worry about that shit. He told me he was in his emotions, and so I don't know. I felt the change of heart to a certain degree. But I told Z, Synthetic Warrior, this morning. It's like, forgive but don't forget. I'll keep in mind how this shit went down with the dynamics, because there's some I had legitimate grievances, and but I also I wanted to try to extend the olive branch for sure, because that was being given to me. So I told him I could understand to a certain degree. Seemed like I switched up real quick on the community, and I started out over there per se, going on the streams all the time when I first hopped on here. But yeah, why not just, if it's in the moment, and it so happens to go that way, and person wants to make peace, well, we might as well. Ian has come correct to a certain degree, if we want to use that terminology. Seems shortly after OTW. And I can respect the energy that they're putting out now here recently, more than they were the other weeks ago. So I've seen some positive outcomes within the past couple of days of these streams, but I'm certainly still ready to have fun and entertain the drama to a certain degree, but not too much to where it becomes unhealthy or toxic.
Hey, Christos, can I offer a different I get what you're saying, and even I agree with many of the observations, but there was a thought I had recently, okay? Well, I'm going to speak freely, and please take no offense, all right? You're either included in what I say or you're not. What I've seen on Paul's platform is childhood trauma unresolved. It's a lack of self-awareness and a lack of emotional intelligence. But it's normal in this society. Everyone is on their own path, and you know what? There's been some incredible people brought together through the online stuff, through the reach like this. But in the online realm, it's real easy for people to get lost between what is real and what is a character, especially when the supposed real world is all pretend. You know, pretend authority, pretend money. So people they're living in pretend. Anyway, what I've been seeing is what I see as shining in Paul is a brilliant example of self-confidence and wisdom. He knows the words. He lacks the self-control. And many people who are influenced by him, the insecurities are masked by arrogance. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with toughening people up. There's nothing wrong with building ourselves up to make ourselves stronger, because we should be warriors, men and women alike. We are warriors. It's in our nature. But a true warrior knows when not to engage. Not every battle must be fought. Not every disagreement requires attention. Make sense?
Yeah, that last part makes sense for sure. You said a couple things, but with the first part, would you say that you can confidently say that you've done the shadow work and you've worked through those childhood traumas yourself?
I can confidently say that, yes. I have faced shadows and insecurities that I had no idea could even exist. So I'm a very, very humble and honest man with an absolutely crystal clear conscience. I'm transparent. And see, that's what I mean. I started in this topic earlier. Our human egos overcomplicate God, right? So the Bible says we're images of the Creator. The Creator is loving intelligence, right? Conscious love. And that's what we are. Life is just a refinement process for us. It's an experience of refinement and discovery and growth. Maybe some reparations. Because who knows how many lifetimes we've lived, man. And look at the state of the world and look at human history. Each of us in the past lives or through our ancestral memories, there's been some sick shit done.
Mm-hmm. Right, ancestral trauma. Yeah, like, what was it called? Ancestral trauma. There's another way to put it. Like karmic.
Yeah.
Ancestral karma.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically with your lineage and your forefathers, and you can like take on basically the karma of your ancestors. So that's pretty deep. And I do like what you said about love as like a refinement process. I know, yeah, I think you were saying more than just love. I think you were talking about like existence and consciousness. But yeah, I think when you said when you use the word refinement, that's definitely a good word. That's what you use for love. Yeah. You know, something I don't know if you ever heard this, Jack. I'll say this real quick, and I'll give it to you. And have you ever heard anyone say that God is a verb, not a noun?
That's exact. You know what? Yeah, I've been meaning to speak on that. Not just a verb, it's a force. It's like, it's beyond our words.
Right. Yeah, for sure. At the root of the mandala, it's beyond words, but for some type of utility, I think in this realm,
Thank you.
we can like make a statement like that. I heard it from a guy that is just pretty wise, this holistic health guy I listened to.
Well,
I thought it was an interesting way to put it.
how about yourself? Can you look at yourself as a verb instead of a thing? Because that's what you are. That's what we actually are. And see, this is where I recognize I've been seriously, I got to remind myself. Sorry to interrupt. I've got a note here. Return to stillness before thought, before speech. That was a note for myself to handle whatever's coming up. Stillness, man. When we allow our mind, when we allow the thoughts to just settle, and we just sit still in the true nature of our being as the moment. Even in our being, we are changing, right? We're digesting, aging, dying, and at the same time regenerating, right? So we are verbs. And this is what the egoic mind, though, does, is it wants to label people as things, and then treat people as the word, as the label they chose. Many people have created labels for me which are quite offensive, disgusting, and reprehensible. I don't remember the right word. Offensive.
Reprehensible.
Thank you.
That's what. Yeah.
Dude, hey, here's Christos. We're here to have fun, right? But not at the expense of others. It's more fun to help each other, right? When we find solutions for each other, we help each other. Hey, you're trying to figure this out? Here, this is where I learned from, or this is what helped me, or whatever. When we help each other, man, then we don't have problems to worry about. And when you got no problems to worry about, man, all you got to do is have fun and have fun serving your purpose. Because your purpose is wherever you are, right? Right here now, this is my purpose. And when this moment ends, I'll have fun doing whatever the next purpose brings. Can you simplify your life like that? Whoever's listening. Hey, there's someone in the background here. Redeem me. They've been patiently waiting. Welcome to the panel.
What's up, brother?
Again.
It's Moose again.
It's strange.
I said, give me another shot. We got to make it. It's a new day. We were cool yesterday. Let's be cool today.
Wizard
Are you ever going to come correct? Wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
we're coming correct.
You're fine. Y'all got it.
You ever going to come correct for the chaos and sabotage you created for my opportunity to present myself instead of defend a gauntlet of attacks? I mean, I'm not blaming you for the whole thing, but you certainly were a disrespectful part of the day, not only to me, but to Paul as well.
Whoa. I'll admit to the first part, but I will not admit to the second part.
Okay, so if you admit you were wrong to me, what should you do?
Christos, I'm sending out one of those call a friend things real fast. I need your help. Tell me what I should do.
Moose, you don't know what you should do when you've admitted you might have been wrong?
Mr. Talcott, we're going to have to apologize.
Who's
We're gonna have to
we?
apologize for everything we've done. Me and all the Team Talcott members.
When is this going to happen?
This is right now. We're apologizing right now to you.
No, you were talking about some we and some fictional. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm right here and now trying to have a conversation with someone I thought was a man. Are you not able to just stay on topic and dialogue? I realize
I'm ready for it.
I realize I'm confronting you on your past, and I'm openly I'm challenging you to admit your errors and do what you believe is the correct thing for you to do. Now, grown men, Moose, they don't really need to seek opinions. Tell me what to do. They seek ideas from others. But see, in this land of confusion, the insecure don't know. Are you secure in who you are and what you've done, Moose, or are you not?
Oh, definitely.
All right, so
that was wrong. That was wrong, and it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. You had a moment of glory, and I helped to crash it. It was messed up.
What do you think resulted from that? I mean, you're not to blame for the entirety, but consider your part, and the result that your behavior encouraged. Please consider that in the context of me as a man, what you know of how I've treated you, man to man, and bring your behavior in the lines of my goals for online, which is building community, finding a way to overcome authority and end wars and oppression. So those are my goals. Now, Moose, think about your participation and the results I received. How do you think I felt at the end of that day? Well, you may not know, and you weren't, I don't expect you paid attention all day, but I was pretty fed up with humanity, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you did put on 8 hours. I mean, you sat there for 8 hours and took on a gauntlet. So, I mean, I can understand at the end of the gauntlet, you would be pretty, worn thin. But the thing is I got in there on the beginning, and you were still having fun at that moment, and things were still going kind of good. And then a couple hours later, things got a lot worse.
Maybe you misread the situation. I'll accept that, but Moose, you got to seriously, everyone. I see El Perro playing his games, right? The manipulation and gaslighting of a wise man can be very dangerous. So be careful what words of his you trust. He's not as honorable as he presents himself. Okay, so back to the panel. Sorry for that interruption, but seems to apply to Moose and Christos as well. You guys have both been free about your opinions of me publicly. My goals, like I've said, are to encourage other people to have better lives, to help improve their lives and the lives of those around them. Why do you think God wants you to treat me the way that you have?
Because you need it. You need to toughen up.
Who told you to believe that, pussy?
The Spirit. The Spirit told me, and I followed it.
What if you were deceived?
Well, that's definitely a possibility, isn't it?
I think you should accept that as not only a possibility, but as something that I can prove.
All right. Let's prove this. Let's pull out the facts.
What is on trial from your side? I've already presented the facts. I mean, I've already presented that you're wrong. You've stated claims. I've presented that you are wrong. You accepted the possibility you were wrong, that you were deceived, I said. So if you if you were wrong in your choice to join a group of a gauntlet of antagonists on a panel unrelated to the Paul Unslaved platform, if you were deceived in your choice to do that, what facts would you need me to present for you to be convinced?
So I think that sometimes I can be used in a abrasive way to come through to
Let's keep it
encourage
specific.
others to be their full self. And
That's
I think you rose to the occasion, and I think you did a great job.
Thanks again for your opinion. However, your purpose is not to belittle and to insult and to disrespect and to mischaracterize your fellow human beings, such as me. We are all God's children sharing time together at this time of history. So what the fuck is your deal? Do you take life seriously, or do you take your bullshit entertainment and egoic, you're fighting for superiority over a man who has been open about having nothing. How fucking sick
What do you
are
mean?
you?
Wait, what do you mean? I'm not. That's not.
Are you talking about the hashtag God of all media again? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about
what you're
Moose.
referring to.
Actually, Moose or Christos, I'm talking about both Moose and you in your odd efforts to try and establish superiority over a man like me. A man
Why would you say that?
Because of your arrogance and your belief that I deserve your, what was it? Your toughening up. You think I'm a pussy, you little fucking coward?
Dang, dude. I thought we were having a good conversation and moving forward with this.
Well, your denial is getting frustrating. You're very evasive.
I didn't deny it. I even apologized, and you didn't accept it.
You didn't apologize. You said you imagined some scenario of we should. I want to hear Michael recognize what is real and true. Otherwise, you know what? Based on your false promises, you know what? Actually, my patience is pretty well done with you. Because after the false promises you told me a long time ago, Moose, about your offering to try and reach out to my son and others, your offers to call me, and my offers, my repeated offers to help you with your own recovery, your own weaknesses, your own insecurities. It's amazing. Christos, I haven't really offered you anything. You've offered me disrespect and criticism. What should we do now? I've got a lot to offer, especially to anyone.
I was just going to say, I think we're going to have to sit back and see what happens next on the next few episodes of this theater that we're all partaking in.
How about we focus on right now? And as I was saying, I've offered you very little, Christos. I've responded to your disrespect you've shown me. And we're here right now. We don't have to wait for episodes. We don't have to wait for shit. I thought you were a man who cares about the esoteric, the ideas of energies and consciousness and stuff like that. I actually have a lot of knowledge I've been allowed to gather. Is there anything you do want to hear from me?
Yeah, I'll ask you in a second. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, welcome to the panel, Chuck. How you doing, brother?
Hey, brother, you're kind of retarded, man. Kind of retarded. Go ahead. You're clear. You're all clear.
Is that funny? Moose, once again, what are you doing? Are you a man in control of his life or not? Are you a child who just fucking thinks disruptions are fun?
Well, I think you shouldn't kick me out just because you're being a, temper tantrum. I think we got to work through this. This is like counseling.
What are
It's
you
like
gonna
101.
do? What are you gonna do different?
Well, we're not going to treat you like that, Jack. We're not going to talk
When
down
will
to
I
you.
see this? When will I see this?
Oh, we got a Buc-ee's. We got a Buc-ee's coming up, and you're going to see it right now. I'm here. I'm supporting you. I support the
How are
cause,
you
man.
supporting me?
Dude. I shared the channel.
Here,
I
actually,
liked
you know
it.
what? Actually, you know what? See, this is the problem. You think I want opinions. You think I want subscribers and fans. I don't give a shit. If you guys want to subscribe from me, please do. It means you're not
I
ready to
want the
learn.
truth, man.
You're not
I'm here
ready
for the
to
Church of
hear the
Talcott,
truth.
man.
Okay, so here, I've got a lot to offer. I'm telling you, both of you. What would you like to learn about?
Mystery schools.
Which part of them? I love the idea.
I guess the principles behind them and the idea of syncretism and merging fields, overlapping fields to basically gain like this multifaceted greater dynamic with who you are as a conscious being and how you exist and interact with the environment outside of you and other people. Really understanding the insides of the body as within, so without. We can take all these different simple, kind of cliche at this point, but still profound and deep sayings that are out there that we know about, these different principles, and we can really build upon them. The microverse to the macroverse, and everything is everything, so you can start from anywhere. It's about being able to get into a flow state and then have that momentum, so that as we go through time, we're quote unquote staying in the moment, we're staying in the now, but we're still keeping awareness of the coming nows and the past nows. It's a whole continuum. It's the infinite now. It contains that past and present, because I know you speak about being in the now, and it's kind of like a paradoxical thing actually, because when you're actually being within the now, it's not like being on a singular point on this grid or line. It's being the whole line itself. So yeah,
Brother, I love it. Thank you. Yes, see, these are the conversations I want to have. This stuff, because this is what I've been studying, man.
I wonder if Provo Kid would be able to add to a discussion like this. I've seen him on here recently. He seems to have a good intention and energy with you.
I know he could. He's a wise man too. I'm actually hoping to talk to him and many others. I'm excited to see what the future is. So, brother, here, let's start with where we started with mystery schools. What is it? Well, the mystery schools it was a way of protecting wisdom, and at the same time, it was a way of withholding wisdom. So there's good
this
and
is
bad.
like chapter 1 then,
I'll be
right?
listening.
This
Be right
is
back.
step
I'm
1
listening.
right here. The mystery schools is step 1.
Do you need steps before you allow a man to continue without interruption? Do you need me to tell you
I'm
the
taking
future?
notes right now.
Well, take the notes that you need, not what I instruct, please. You're a grown man. We can have conversations, and I do appreciate if you do listen. But there's no steps. This is the point I was going to get to. The mystery schools, here's where you got to humble yourself, period. There is so much to learn. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and there have been mystery schools for eons. Now, what does that mean? It means you've got to learn to be all the mystery schools, all they were doing, what many were doing, I don't want to say all, their philosophies of thought, how to control your mind, how to think, and how to be a pure human. That's what the mystery schools were about. Now there's darkness in there too, because once you get into controlling thought in a realm of information and force, well, thoughts create reality. And so there is, I assume, I mean, I've heard enough credible people explain their experiences of observing or interacting or even being controlled by demonic energies. There are dark energies and light energies. So what does it mean to us?
Yeah, it makes me think of the magicians out there that a lot of people that are spiritually minded, whether they're religious or not, but definitely a lot of Christians get down with this, but not Christian over here, but just the idea that like stage magicians are actually letting
Is that a
quote unquote
Christmas tree
demonic
back
spirits work through them. Yeah, it's my basement. I got a bunch of shit that I've moved around. I need to put back in storage. Yeah. I was waiting for someone to make a comment about it because I've been over here on my laptop in the basement since like the other day, and obviously I don't care. I mean, I got a fucking Christmas tree in the background. It needs to go into storage. But yeah, Moose.
Keep it up all year. Fuck it.
Some people, yeah, that is a thing that some people do for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't even know the original point that I was making.
I know.
You are an agent of chaos, Moose.
Well, hey, it's not even.
I'm good at what I do.
Well, Moose, don't be proud of it. Seriously.
I remember my point, but go ahead, Jack.
I mean, no offense, but that is what the ego is. Okay, the mystery schools, tie it back to how it relates to us.
Sorry, I thought you were asking me for a second. Keep going, Jack.
Well, where I was going, thank you. Where I was going is the mystery schools were teaching you to dissolve your ego, to be one with the flow of nature, and then flow of nature is time, to be one with the moment. What you were talking about, Christos, not just the moment, but the entire timeline. Be one with time, not form. And so, Moose, to use you as the example, the ego, the primitive nature of us, it's the insecure one. It's the one that's ignorant, that does. I mean, even in your own mind, your thoughts are what prevent you from learning or understanding others. That's it.
Well, you're right. You're right. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be redeemed.
I appreciate that. We're all growing together. This human experience is interesting, but I tell you what, Christos, the mystery school teachings, I went to, or I watched another guy. There's a guy I follow, Shunya Murti. He talks about mysticism from the more Eastern India standpoint, but very well educated.
Yeah, I know the name.
Do you? Recently, he was talking about the search for divinity, and so between the other inspirations of stillness and searching for the divinity, and my own experience, everyone, what actions are you taking? What are your results? What are the actions are you taking? Well, the goal I've set out to pursue is to better understand God. So the actions I take each day are worship and wonder. That's what I do. And that's what we can all do, actually. The worship of life. Okay? And so what is life? Life is our awareness of the sun, the moon, the stars, the birds, the sounds, the colors, the flavors, Christos. Fucking flavors, man.
Breathe in that good ass prana, man.
Hey, flavors
Yep.
are a gift. We could live and not be able to taste things. Wouldn't that suck? I mean, we eat for
Yeah.
pleasure more than for energy. Because seriously, I do think, hey, Christos, I do think we're evolving beings of consciousness, right? We are essentially spirits, spiritual energy that is taken form. So I believe throughout history, the mystery schools and the fact that humans have kept secrets from each other, secrets have retarded the evolution of our species because we've been wasting time in wars and consuming and entertainment and all sorts of nonsense. But I imagine a future where secrets are no longer legal. We recognize the true nature of our spiritual essence, and we may actually evolve beyond the physical form and just become like light beings of consciousness, hanging out together, right? Just manipulating the forces of nature together and having fun.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I think that's gonna happen at some point, but I definitely think we gotta take some action in the physical world before we get to that point. I think we got some steps to go through first physically within this world. Maybe in my lifetime or your lifetime that would be a reality. But yeah, I mean, so you were saying you want to get to know God more. So does that mean you're gonna be willing to like? Are you gonna become like a nomad, or like are you gonna like go? Are you just gonna like start traveling
I have no
all
idea.
around? And
Dude,
I know some people do that. You know, they take some money, they take their van or vehicle, and they just travel around the U.S. and maybe
Yeah,
they're running
brother, it's the
something
best way.
online.
I don't even guess my future anymore, even in the mornings anymore. I'm like, I know what I want to do. I know what I've committed myself to try and do, but I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. But I actually think the entire world could be changed in as little as 7 days. I was thinking about, I've said that before, but the more I think about it, it would be a perfect.
Well, that's what I mean by steps.
story.
Steps are like 7 days, Jeff. So, like in those 7 days, how are we going to get there? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, it starts with speaking at the supposed top. You know, not the clowns who have small. Let me not disrespect. Not the people who have been growing and have not reached great influence. I hope to speak on. Well, I hope to speak at the UN. I see a path to get there is through greater platforms in social media. Through the greater platforms in social media, I got a greater chance of connecting with someone in actual positions of quote unquote authority, or someone with wealth, connections. So once we speak to the people that everyone allows to be in charge, well, then we just figure out a plan very quickly to end wars and debts, make an announcement through the world that everything is changing. And then together, floods of change will happen. We'll see fucking miracles, man. Miracles left and right. Healing as truth and knowledge are shared, as forgiveness and compassion are offered, mercy are shown to the people in the streets and cages. Holy cows, man, we will see miracles. And the story will be like, you know, story of creation got divided because man made up a bunch of fucking rules, started charging money to live, started making pretend that someone like a Caesar was in charge or an emperor, and then it grew into government. So I think the story from God is that divided we suffer. And we got the example of the one, the perfected one, who spoke truthfully throughout his life and committed no sins against truth or love. And so we were shown the example of one man, what one man might do. He inspired me, and I'm hoping to inspire you and anyone else who tunes in. And you know what? It would be the story of man's growth. We divide. We've been taught rules, obedience. There was a disciplinary
Sounds
stage.
great, Jack. Chuck, how are you doing today? Chuck?
You can just, I've had enough. God bless you, brother. Well, now that it's been interrupted, welcome, Chuck. How you doing, man?
Okay, yourself?
I was having a good time. Yeah, having a good time today. How you doing?
There's a few things I try to live by. I'm not guaranteed they're right. They could be wrong. But it says, we realize that people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. Though we did not like their symptoms and the way they disturbed us, they, like ourselves, were sick too. We asked God to help us show them the same tolerance, pity, and patience that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. When a person offended, we said to ourselves, this is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done. We avoid retaliation or argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one.
Oh, bless you.
And then there's another thing that says, we never apologize to anyone for depending upon our Creator, whatever your Creator is. We can laugh at those who think spirituality the way of weakness. Paradoxically, it is the way of strength. The verdict of the ages is that faith means courage. All men of faith have courage. They trust their God. We never apologize for God. Instead, we let him demonstrate through us what he can do. We ask him to remove our fear and direct our attention to what he would have us to be. At once, we commence to outgrow fear.
I've been saying very, very, very clearly, I am a man of faith, and if people can't see the strength from me, Moose. Chuck, do you see the strength and courage in my faith? Or did you come up here like Moose thinking I needed an education?
No, sir. No education from my point of view. I was trying to relate how I try to interact with
here to
other
learn.
people.
What are you learning, Moose? Chuck just offered some beautiful insight that...
Yeah.
Whoa.
See, he's dealing with his own confusion, and it's apparent in what he brings.
Jack, I wanted resolution. And if we could have resolution and I could have training, that's all I'm asking.
What are you offering?
Fiat currency.
I don't want it. I want resolution, but you've offered me nothing but disrespect for quite a while. Why the fuck should I even entertain you in my experience anymore? Seriously,
because
Moose.
It's in your best interest.
According to what facts? Facts create resolution.
I have connections you don't know about. I have connections that can help you.
Okay, so you're going to tell me you're withholding support? So you want to extort me to allow you into for me to continue my kindness and patience with you? You want to fucking extort me again? This is a past pattern. You know what? Go look at yourself, man. That's sad. Absolutely sad. State of humanity. It can anger you. It can break your heart. Or, you know what? Here, let's change this shit around, because earlier this was the thoughts I was having myself, is how amazing humanity is. People are absolutely incredible. There's so much talent, so much potential in what people can fucking do. But everyone wants to waste time arguing, pushing each other down. Break the habits of being the old you. It's as simple as that. The mystery schools are teaching that. Stop believing in the lies that the world taught you. Stop believing in you. Believe in what is within you, not your thoughts. Stop placing your thoughts and your opinions above what is physically real, and overcome your ignorance. Whoever's listening, you know what? I'm here talking to myself again, so may as well just talk to myself. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a little bit, unless, hey Austin, I see you in the chat. You're welcome to come up. Jack Harlow in the back, if you want to show me your face, I'll consider it, but frankly, I'm tired of these nonsensical egoic games. I mean, what the fuck is this? Seriously. My purpose is to share the knowledge that I've been learning, and frankly, if I'm not sharing, I'm learning on my own. So this interruption of my growth, well, you know what? It's where God brought me to be. I see something flashing, but I don't know what you're... Who is this? And what is the purpose?
The purpose is resolution.
And you're offering, in exchange for resolution of the disagreements you started, you're offering what?
I'm offering an apology. An apology for all the transgressions of all the things that I have done in the past.
And what is your intentions from here? What do you
My
intend
intentions
to
from
do?
here, I would like to end world war and suffering as well.
What are you going
I
to
would
do
like
to
to have
help me?
peace and
What are you going
alliance.
to do to help me? You claimed you had connections, so what is, let's talk facts. What are you going to do to help me succeed? Now that you've spent time creating interruptions in my success, what are you going to do to repent?
I'm going to help you succeed. I'm going
Let's be
to
specific.
contact
What
the
can we do?
contacts today,
Fabulous.
and then we'll know.
And what do you, how do you think that'll work out? What are you hoping to achieve with that?
Well, if they see your content before my content, they might just say no, but they'll look at mine first, and then we'll go from there.
So you want them to, so you're going to reach out to people you claim to be your connections for me to have them look at your content and then maybe my content in exchange for resolution. Go rethink your offer, and we can...
Wait, no, you're right. It should be your content first and then my content. That's how it should be.
No, it sounds like you're just making shit up and trying to make that, present that as an excuse for me, but you've proven to be untrustworthy. So tell you what, your chance today is done. Hey, there is a pleasant surprise. Hello, my brother.
No. It's the gorilla face, Jack. I'm the gorilla face that offers you nothing. So let's not say that. However, I think you've been right so far on everything else. Just not me, usually. You're right on everything else, just not me. But that's still a good percentage.
Dude, that's mutual. Because I agree with almost everything you say except the shit about me.
Right.
So we're getting there.
Is it possible one of us is real and the other is just a figment of the other's imagination? I'm going with me being more real because I got results.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking you imagine.
So you're not even. That's okay. All right. So you know what? I might have to leave because you're fucking me up now. Because I was half kidding, but now you're really starting to make me question because I've had this thing in me for a long time that maybe every other slave out there who does little to nothing is some figment of my imagination. And now you're saying you're one of them. Okay. And that's fucking scary to me.
It is.
Scaring me.
I love you, but here.
Is this real? I gotta go get a sign, okay? Because is this even fucking real right now?
We'll never know until we end and we look back, and then we'll figure it out then. So what difference does it make? Hey, an observation though for you, Paul, what is true. I hope you can hear.
Yeah.
What is true is, I was thinking about this earlier. I might be a figment of your imagination. And here's why. We each create our own reality. Our world is our world. You're living in a world. I'm living in a world. We're all living in these different worlds. And somehow the fucking energies bring people together. And so I entered into your world. That's your world, and those are people attracted into your life, and I entered myself into it. So God, you imagine me. I got the experience. We're all here to teach each other. Brother, you've got examples in front of you that you keep complaining about, which is also in you. Here, I'm one of those. I'm one of the people that you complain about, who's also within you, your personality. We're all just one time of consciousness. And that's all we're ever going to know at this point.
You know, I'm starting to see why you put this music on. It's sort of disarming. It's like I can't even really get into my ego and fight you anymore. It's like sort of like kryptonite. You've disabled all of my egoic powers, and I'm almost just entranced into almost agreeing with pretty much everything you're saying.
I fucking love you.
Sucks for my broadcast, right? Because it's the whole thing. I'm supposed to argue with Talcott. He argues with me. You act like an insane person. Say I never did nothing for you. I yell at you back. Say I've done too much for you. Now I don't even have the energy to do any of that because I'm so put at ease. I'm so damn peaceful. Return to staleness before thought, before speech. Right.
It's a new Jack today as well, Paul. Okay? I'm trying not to battle anymore. I'm trying not to give up either. And I don't think I'm going to have to. Paul, I'm serious. If you can give me a chance sometime, let's talk about what could be possible. Okay? Whether it's here or private, whatever's comfortable and best for you. I know you like to do things out in the open, but
I don't know. Today, all of a sudden, I'm kind of getting this overwhelming urge to like direct message you privately.
The timing is everything. And you know what? I've learned a lot of lessons through you and through my experience with you, and I've shared it elsewhere. Meeting the people like you have strengthened my faith. You've also challenged me. Job well done, brother. Job well done.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of folks might say, some folks might say I'm everything that everyone needs that they don't want. You know? You
are, in a way. But you're also everything that people do want as well. I'm in the same way in a different way, I think. Seriously, dude, I'm telling you, there's something divine and magical about our existence, about our experience, about how time works.
Are you feeling like we could kind of merge right now almost?
I am. In which ways? Where would you like to go? I'm open and flowing,
I'm feeling emerging energy.
Should I let you in the kryptonite? You might have heard. It's 528 frequencies, healing frequencies. I just watched a thing about that. How there's science that shows like 528 frequency somehow is the same frequency of the color green, right, which is supposedly the color of the heart chakra, but it's also the color of nature, right? So the frequencies, man, there's something to all of this, and it's all in the subtleties of sound and friendship. I love you, brother. You're a good man. You really are.
I love you too, Jack.
Thank you, Paul. You know what? That fucking means a lot. I've got some folks in the background, Paul.
Bring them up. Yeah, let's hear from these miscreants. I'm sure they're going to try to derail all this good energy that we're trying to create here. Agents of Chaos is what I found.
Hey, actually, it's a good mix here.
Well, Christos is cupcaking hardcore lately. Until it's too late, then he wants to fight everyone. Everywhere he goes, over here, he's cupcaking everywhere.
He's feeling himself out. He's gaining his strength and confidence and figuring out where he fits.
I just really wanted Christos to become part of the cult, and he's just not going all the way. Okay? I'm just going to say it like that.
He's been working on it. I mean, holy cow.
I'm thinking about taking this completely the other way and just trolling everybody and coming on with a robe and like incense candles burning and just do a whole cult bit every intro. Greetings, cult members.
Yep.
Greetings, cult members. We're here to lead everyone back to themselves and the truth again today. It's the only cult where nobody serves me.
Hey, I've got more in the back here, and I'm at the limit. I never know what I should do with this broadcasting thing. Isn't for me. I'm not.
I know, man. You're kind of retarded.
You can add me back in a little bit. I'm looking for my drink I lost.
All right, brother. Well, even the chat's active, and I don't give them any attention.
Can we get all Talcots on the non-videos? Can everyone just have Talcott iterations, different phases of Talcott?
I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure it can. Hey, so Paul, can we discuss ideas? Absolutely. All right. I love what you've started and where you've been going. I love the idea. I mean, I'm emulating you to some degree, in my poor fashion, but I'd love to get like some big minds together to have deep philosophical conversations on consciousness, governments, and actions.
How are you going to vet those minds, Talcott?
Snaps, can you fucking have a Talcott face or not? Why are you the only one without Talcott face? Why can you never conform to any? You can never conform to any situation. You're like just always a bowl.
I discussed this. I asked Talcott for a signed audio copy, like for his audio book.
Well, maybe if you would fucking do like the rest of us and show respect and adoration, adulation, and put a Talcott face on and stop being an agent of chaos.
I'm sorry, dude. Talcott, I truly am humbly sorry, dude. I apologize.
There's no requirements.
No, I'm a fucking dickhead, dude. I should have known better. I'm so sorry, Talcott.
Just put the
I'm
damn
sorry.
Wait,
you're gonna make YouTube mad.
He admitted something that I want you to consider. You said I am a dickhead, and now, so you recognize the behavior. You don't have to continue it, and let's move beyond just the image of me.
I am a dickhead, and I need to immediately get a Talcott.
Hey, I think I can help here. If he doesn't put the Talcott face on, can he be removed? Because he's an agent of chaos anyway.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Holy cows. Where?
Yeah, just come on, man.
Perfect suggestion, actually. I mean,
there it is.
There's that.
Okay, that's what we need here. Okay, so if this is new rule we're enforcing that no one knew of, that we just made up. If you're not going to turn the camera off and have a Talcott imagery, I'm going to ask, of course, because I don't control anything, that you be removed. Okay, because you're probably an agent of chaos anyway, and we don't need you here destroying the good energy.
That's true, man.
I've got Aaron here, but he's got like that kind of goofy smile that I do.
Life is good. I feel good.
So it
Good
kind
things
of
always
blends
happen to me.
into the faces. It's said with care, Aaron. But I don't know. Hey, so
Hey, can I ask that you be putting MySpace in the middle so we can all kind of look to you and genuflect to you? I don't want the middle square. I want live Talcott and then all of the sort of iterations of live Talcott extending off from his beingness. So you click your square, right? And then you move it. And when you move it, you'll see the blue square come up. And then you can switch spots with me. So just click right on your little square where your video is, right in the middle of it. And then go to move it. Hold it down, though. You got to click it and hold it down and then move it. There you go.
Did that do it?
Yes, it did. And now I'm teaching you. So now you can always have the proper position that you should enjoy, which is the up front and center on your broadcast. So I'm glad that I
can teach an old dog new tricks.
Thank you, brother.
Amazing.
Well, see, this is what I've been hoping for. Please, I don't know what the hell I'm just the stupid, simple stuff like that. I mean, it's like right in front of our eyes, and it's just until you know, you don't know.
See, just say thank you and be blessed.
I am. I do. And Paul, please, there is ample evidence, and let me be clear again. You know, I do hold you with great respect and gratitude, admiration even. Well, wait, great respect. Let me soften that. Gratitude and admiration for sure. But no.
Hey, if I could just offer something here, Aaron, are you planning on putting the Talcott face, or are you just gonna?
I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't do it? No.
I can't do it.
No, we're not gonna do it. We're not. This is. Yeah. I'm gonna
go. You know what, Paul? I'm gonna entertain and go with the flow because you have the talent for the broadcasting. All right. So I trust.
And that's the thing is he's going to say in front of us that he can't do it. So right away, he's not meant for what we're doing because people who say I can't, they see limitations rather than opportunities. No, we're not going to do. Okay. See, you're not going to disrespect Jack Talcott with the gay frog deal and Alex Jones. So he just did down there, and we're not doing that. So today is going to be different. Folks who want to be agents of chaos and try to, because we've been doing this for too long. Okay, the adversarial opposing thing, it's not working. So we're just going to go with the flow here. We got good music, good energy. We're merging and building. And if you can't find a way to somehow put on the Talcott face and imagery, then you maybe just don't belong here right now, in this moment.
In this moment, at this time, that is correct. Hey, Paul, speaking of whatever, I made you and Provo. I can't tell it on here. I thought I made you and Provo moderators on here, so I don't really pay much attention to chat. But
yeah, well, I'll make sure that I keep these miscreants in line down there because I'm sick of them anyway.
No, but if you can do as you wish. But
right.
Anyway, I thought it would be a sign of trust. Right? You didn't ask for it. Probably don't even fucking want it. But I don't care.
No, but I'll do as you know what needs to be done, okay? Because a lot of these slaves are disrespecting me every day anyway, so I'm sick of them anyway. And they're damn sure not going to come here and disrespect you with multiple Talcotts in the room. It's not happening. It's not on my watch.
No, that's too funny. Anyway, hey, so what if, Paul, what if we are destined like to transform this world in this lifetime?
Well, that's already happening.
Well, I don't feel like I've contributed much. I've been sitting alone at home a lot.
Well, I mean, Jack, come on. Like, okay, so what do you think that you could do more of?
Well, I know what I've tried to do, and I plan to circle back, but at this point, I'm not guided to do so yet. But to answer your question, I want to get back in front of the city council and I want meetings with the mayor and the officials, with some of the leaders of the nonprofit organizations in town, and bring, the control and the need together.
All right, so who do I need to call to make this happen?
Apparently that Margot lady is good friends with the mayor.
All right, so I'll immediately tell Margot what she needs to do so we could get on this path to having a conversation. Okay,
Amen.
So I'm sure Margot's watching and listening now, so I will immediately inform her of what needs to be done.
She might listen to you, but
well, absolutely.
I don't know. Hey, actually, it doesn't matter how it happens. It just matters that we do. And I've got a lot of ideas, but my ideas work for me. I'd rather work together. I mean, what could we do like on this platform to really like help shake people up, to get them to, I don't know.
Okay, Jack, now here's something that I've observed, if it's valuable to you. We can't focus on constantly have to be Captain Save-A-Ho here. Sometimes people come here just to laugh and try to get away and enjoy their life. So while it is extremely valuable, you know how much I focus on it from time to time, so much so I'm cast out and hated, right? Freedom, value system, the whole deal, very important. Principles, first things first, got to happen. Got to have them, necessities.
All right.
And also, there's a part of you that just wants to have fun, man. We all want to have fun.
There
we
is.
Want to enjoy ourselves. So, maybe you find a balance. You did some of this broadcast about true value systems, principles, spirituality, righteousness. Then maybe you go into another mode. You have fun with it, play with it, do a little Talcott striptease as long as you don't show nothing. We're back to the tub, right? See, in the beginning, when you had that light and fire in you, it was Talcott in the tub. What's up, brothers and sisters? I'm trying something new. I'm expanding boundaries. I'm having fun. I'm in the fucking tub. And that was like one of your classic moments. So,
Dude, that was insane.
If I could be the white gorilla with no mama, you could be Talcott in the tub or strip teasing. Like, we're not letting fear run our lives, what they're going to think about us.
No. No, hey, everything he said is true, but honestly, at this point of the world, I'm honestly encouraging people to drop the entertainment. Find entertainment in learning or serving.
So live without fun, you're saying. This is
no. Change what is fun for you. Change what is fun. Like here's a great example, and I talked about it somewhere. Fear. Fear is a part of our nature, right? But if we want to ascend and rise above the primitive beast of nature, become one with the divine, fucking laugh at fear. Make your fears into a joke. Have fun pushing yourself beyond the fears into the greater unknowns. That's what I think.
Well, that's why I say, Jack, I think the man is seizing up down there.
I see that.
But
maybe needing attention.
a Talcott world order down there. Do you need some attention?
I think I got it taken care of that.
All right. I think he's okay, Jack. So, again, this is why I say that our beingness, okay. Tubcott, can I ask what all that noise is? Or was that get out of your imagination over there?
I was muted.
Okay, I guess it would only be
you need to get out of your imagination, man.
Okay, so wait, no, you don't change it to hanging with stupid. The new thing is now with the new Talcott faces is everyone has to pick a phrase. Talcott phrase, and then that's your name. So you don't even have an identity any longer. You're just Talcott. with a Talcott phrase as your identity. Like if we were in a camp, so like phrase number 00111 is come out of your confusion. So I'm gonna take that one.
Actually, the more I'm thinking about it, no, there shouldn't be any rules to hang out with me. But at the same time, I do not like putting up with shit anymore, man. I do not.
I know, too many butt plugs, all Talcott.
I do not have the patience that Paul shows.
Hey, Talcott World Order, are you working on your phrase down there, or are you completely ignoring the instructions? Because again, I mean, if you're gonna like disrespect Jack Talcott and the rest of us, maybe you, I don't know, don't have to be here.
No.
And I mean, we love you and want you to be here, but you know, you have to want to be here and be part of the events and festivities. This is about contributing. It's about working together. And this is the exercise that we're doing today to practice giving up self for a cause, you know, putting aside your ego and identity in the world. I'm so confused right now. Holy, he's never said that. Okay. So now you down there, I'm so confused right now. Holy, it's a little bit disrespectful because he's never said that. So come out of your confusion is an official phrase. Get out of your imagination, official phrase. So you're playing this is why we do these team building exercises, because it really shows who needs more attention. Some folks can't get out of their ego and imagination and confusion. See, now he's down there. Jack is retarded. Okay, so sir, your words are revealing your character. Your ego is, and now you got put out. Okay.
Simple problem to solve.
Simple. Right. Right. It's almost as if you like get out of your own way, come out of your confusion, or cease to exist in the world that we're creating.
Right. It's that friggin' simple, dude.
Right. So once again, Talcott World Order down there, can we have an official phrase?
He's
from
probably
Jack? No, Jack, I know you're loving. Did you put him out?
I did. He's probably absent anyway. He comes up for attention, I guess. Well, now he's bouncing back like he's there.
Yeah, well,
I'm here. I just want to make sure that my sound is good, Mr. Other
yeah,
version
the
of
sound
myself.
is good, but right now we're not all where we need to be because it's for some reason, and you have a pattern of this. It's not like I haven't seen this before on my broadcast. You have a pattern of confusion and chaos. Okay, so the new thing we're now doing is, which Jack has pointed out, and we're all experiencing it, so you can't say it's not there. There's a lot of agents of chaos and confusion. So when I identify folks who have a pattern of that now, I'm calling everyone out because this is a team building exercise. So if you can't put your identity and ego aside and become something outside of yourself, even if we're just having fun with it, it's really just revealing your character and your triggers. Unresolved traumas. You know, you got to be in control. You got to have it your way. You can't just have fun with life, explore the process. Talcott World Order, this is real man. No, that still doesn't work. See how I identify them and keep revealing them while they reveal themselves? This is such a simple process, but he can't do it. Just like slavery, it's so simple yet so challenging because it requires you to contract your ego and expand your consciousness.
So wait. Sean, is there any response? I'm seeing no change. Oh, is that okay? But living without paycheck.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Now that might be kind of funny because of the narrative.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna allow it.
Okay, now see, this is the thing. This is why Jack needs someone like me here. He doesn't need me, but he benefits because he's very loving and forgiving, and I'm not. And I just don't give a fuck about you and your ego games. So he'll like entertain it and try to go with it, like I just said, to love and have fun. But that's not. Okay, fine. That can be his role here because that's who and what he is, and I'll play my role. So I'm part of the experience, but I'm also going to be like henchman here in a sense because he's too loving and forgiving, and you'll just keep taking advantage of him like everyone in his life. So fuckface down 1 second, Jack. Please don't take this as disrespect on your broadcast. Fuckface in the corner. I'm going to need you right now to pick an official phrase and embody it, or I'm going to have to ask that you be removed because this is not part of the functional dynamic, right? Too many cooks in the kitchen right now, spoiling the broth.
This is Talcold.
No, it doesn't work. You have like 5 seconds, and then you're going to whine and complain like the see.
We are Talcott.
See, they can't get with the program. Then when they get the consequences, then it's going to be, wow, we didn't know. Why did he do that? Victimizing, demonizing Talcott. But you're revealing who and what you are by continuing this. So I'm going to ask you again. You have 5 seconds to take any official phrase. There's many of them. One that you may even embody. And to change your name for that, I'm going to ask that you be removed.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like much going on there.
See, that's what I want.
He's acting like a bitch, man.
Yeah, he's doing it again. All right, so put him in the back now if you wish. And maybe when he gets his name right back there, he can maybe back there he can figure out what we're saying instead of Tal cult. Because like there's no cult here. So you're playing this whole game like they've done to me. You're doing to him what they've done to me, and that's why I'm over it. I see what's happening on this broadcast over here. Same thing happening to me. So you find strange bedfellows in a time of war, as they say, and we're not at war. You folks are at war with yourself. So now different things got to start happening for everybody's own good.
Hey, amen. If we want change to happen, people need to start fucking changing. Moose, others, everyone.
Whoa, did you call, man?
Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Hey,
it wasn't a mistake, dude. We could change, man.
Please do. Hey, Paul, what you were saying, you touched on a brainstorm idea I had before about the balance and contrast. I could say something and then you can like interpret it and just fucking hammer into people what I'm saying.
Right.
Present two sides of the same coin, right?
Right.
How inept and confused they are.
Right? Because again, there's a lot of slaves out here that don't really know anything. So you could say something and then they're constantly confusing what you're saying because they just don't get it. So then I can kind of break it down and whittle it down for the layman so they can comprehend it more, right? Because oftentimes you're talking above these people's heads. You know?
It's true. They don't know shit, and you're sitting here trying to enlighten them.
Well, I've considered that, and to say it without it sounding arrogant, it's just true. I've kind of forgotten what it's like to be confused. I mean, I remember a lifetime being fucking miserable and depressed and anxious and worried and angry. But I've learned, like, I know as knowledge is gained, there's like foundations that are necessary. And if you don't have the pieces, you hear the conclusion at the end of it. And it's like, well, that makes no sense.
Right. And then you like wind up catching all this hate when it's like no one even really knows the burden that, you know, folks like yourself are feeling coming here, trying to help people, and then watching them make all these projections and determinations when they're the ones who need to fucking change something. It's like we're what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do to face the problems that we're looking at? And then they want to go off on all these things about themselves.
Paul, can I share what you just said? What can we do? Because you're right. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, man. Let me throw some insight in there.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, and this is the thing. Like, I had to reconcile. Like the Moose fellow, we love him, but he's just so inept at times because he'll get it for a second and then he'll go right back to not getting it, and then he'll just say something. Yeah, some kind of ADHD kind of fucking twist.
Well, can't you guys just accept me for who I am and stop hating me?
Well, please become a man who's not worthy of hating.
Right. I mean, this isn't that hard.
Right. Become a man who become someone who people appreciate you being around. Dude, you're tolerated. You're not appreciated by me. I'm not speaking for Paul, but that's me.
Yeah, I have to echo that sentiment. It's just very sort of like not much value coming through.
Wait, can you say that one more time for me there?
If you want to be a man who's not hated, be worthy of not being hated. Become a man who's appreciated. Find ways to contribute instead of interrupt and distract for your entertainment.
All right, that's fair.
Is it? Please. I mean, it's just simple life lessons, but seriously.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's true.
It is true. And the only way we learn that stuff is, I honestly think we do need stuff pointed out to us, right? It's helpful. It may be offensive and embarrassing and shameful, but we all have our blind spots in the bullshit
Yeah, man, like you ever walk through like Safeway or whatever and you're going to find groceries and you can't find that one thing and you're staring right at it and someone walks by and you can say, hey, have you seen one of these? And they're like, oh, it's right here. And bam, it's just great. It's just so great. You know what I'm saying?
Can you come out of your confusion?
Yeah, I mean,
You
like,
see the items on the shelf.
again, you're saying something. Maybe there's something there, but we can't quite get to it because you seem to be so confused. And we don't mean to laugh. It's just this is what we're constantly dealing with all day, every day. You know, is like folks who are in confusion.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Trying to add to the discussion, and it's just like spraying feces everywhere on the Mona Lisa. You know, so if you could just back the confusion level down, get really in touch with your thoughts, emotions, and actions, communicate that effectively, I think we can go somewhere here. Would you echo that sentiment, Jack? I mean, I'm just doing a little interpreting here.
I mean, don't you think that's good advice, right, Jack? Good advice. I gotta go, fellas. You
I say
guys are
forget
amazing.
the past, be in the now.
That's what I'm talking about, John. John, I'm so glad
Yeah.
we cleared that all up today. Talcott, I'll see you tomorrow for day 6, brother.
You said holy cows, man.
What? We're not good or what?
Oh, hey, actually, Paul.
Yeah, we're good. I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Have a good day.
Yeah, but it was whatever. Bye.
I was trying to get back to where we were at before his interruption. Golly jeez, man.
It's like broadcast kryptonite, huh?
It is. Hey, here's where I was trying to go with it, Paul. It's something I've been dealing with myself. And I'm sure many people deal with it. We see the state of the world or maybe the condition of people we care about, and it's just like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? What that
They're
means,
in their imagination.
well, what that means is we're placing our faith in the men and the women. We got to accept that everyone's on their own path. All we can do is what we can do. And here's where I've been at. I mean, this was a recent lesson I've been learning. You know, I've thought I got over disappointment of people in the past, but I was placing expectations on others. I found that. And so that's when I was reminded recently, place your faith in God, not in man. Somehow in my path of journeys, my eyes started to open and I started learning things, and everyone else will too. But in the meantime, Paul, the sane ones, we got to gather together, man.
I love the man. You know I love the man. You throw the man on there. That gets me every time.
I was outside in the sun this morning, just kind of enjoying being. I was like looking at the sun and the grass, hearing the birds. I was like, golly geez, man, holy cows.
And that's the thing, but this is a space of enlightenment that a lot of these slaves can't touch because they're not in their beingness. And this is what I'm trying to tell the Moose character and all the rest of these folks how to get right. And they want to sit there and cycle in confusion. They want to play games, want to project their ego. And I'm like, I'm done with it. You know, I've been doing this too long now at this point to continue on this path of destruction with these people.
Paul, I agree with you. So I want to encourage you to consider ideas for change, and let's figure it out. Because I honestly think, Paul, the way I've seen and the stories I've heard, you've been touched. You're a messenger.
Sure, please don't bring my uncle into this. It's, again, the documents are sealed, and I'd rather not talk about that at this time.
No, in a good way. We are part of the solutions. I truly believe that. Let me get to the point. If we have been favored with wisdom and paths in which to go within and seek the enlightenment journey, that makes us a little different than most of the common slaves, right?
Right.
We're nothing special, but if that's true, that we have been touched with this, well, the laws of exchange of this universe, Paul, once we put out the value, the rewards will start flowing in. And you're already receiving some of that. But I also think one of the lessons I've learned for myself, life is simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
Hey, Jack, can I give you a story that just popped in my head because somebody donated? So watch how this works, right? Because all these slaves have this toxic relationship with fiat. And again, we need to end the beast system, as you say. The way, though, oftentimes that we end something is the way through. Amen. So again, stop focusing on the fiat and loving it, but understand it is an expression of value that we can create and draw to us. So let me give you how it worked the other day. Guy hits me up. Oh, because I was talking slot machines. And I did a little like Joel Osteen kind of thing, right? I said, there's someone out there right now, and they're going to go put $100 in a slot machine, and they're going to hit jackpot, and they're going to send something to Big Daddy. Well, wouldn't you know it? Motherfucker screenshotted a $50,000 jackpot, Jack Talcott, Jack Talcott pot, jackpot, Jack Talcott. Okay? So what do you think happened when the guy who said, I'm in a flow state, this broadcast is changing my life. I was in the casino and put in $100 and hit for 50 grand, right? So he sent Big Daddy 1,000, right? Not too bad for just yapping, as they say, doing nothing, broken, pouring a trailer, smoking weed, right? So he sent me not even, what is that, 2%? I'm not too good at math, Jack Talcott. But something about the experience here made him feel inspired, apparently, to go throw $100 in and hit it and win for 50K. So is there not fiat out there for everybody? I'm not telling you to go and now do that, because then they'll say, Paulie told me now it'll all run down and put money in and then lose. I'm saying for somebody out there at some time, there's a message for them, and they're going to go change their life just from their beingness. Not even really have to do nothing. Just be connected to the universe and the blessings that are provided, right? I've seen it work too many times.
Hey, brother, sorry to interrupt. That's a beautiful story. And yeah, I was telling myself this last night too. I know there's miracles. There's so many miracles that people are experiencing. And to me, that is a miracle, big bounty or something out of the blue, dude, that changes could change your life. But where I was going, Paul, yes, there's messages and the inspirations of faith. Yeah, dude, the laws of exchange work and they're mysterious. But I think we can conserve our energy, conserve our energy and time focus on putting out great value, less effort, more different influence, whatever. And I think it'll pay off. What do you think?
I have a question.
Because they'll all say I'm lying. 50K on the jackpot, Talcott. Call attendant. Somebody call an attendant. Somebody get a slave over here because we're going to cash you out today. We're going to cash you out today. That's what they said, right? And they say there ain't, and they'll say, oh, Paulie Boy's all about the money. Like your bitch ass wouldn't like to go in that motherfucker, throw $100 in, walk out with 50K and call it a day, right? And then say you was inspired by the broadcast. Shut the fuck up, you dumb slave. That's what I'll tell you. And they'll say, stop being mean. No, you're a poor, broke loser with a loser's mindset. You shut all your blessings off. You cut all the grace and mercy off. You focus only on yourself and what you believe, and most of the shit you believe is bad for you and everybody else. So there you have it. Don't tell me that motherfuckers ain't inspired and ain't changing their life on many levels. That's just one example. And I get stories like that all the time on different levels.
Jack, do you ever feel like we need to lose everything to gain everything back?
I did. So, yes.
Is this so hard to lose everything, though? I'm genuinely saying this.
Actually, that's an interesting question. I'm debating. There's some more Jack profiles in the back. We've
Absolutely.
got Talcott New World. I don't know where that's going.
Yeah, we're still playing that game with him. He wants to play.
Jack,
he needs a team.
This one,
he needs
Jack
to let go.
Hitler caught. I'm a little curious about.
Okay, so we could bring him up if you want to, but if you're going to allow me to have any kind of say here or defer to you, at least with my opinion, which may or may not be meaningless. Bring this being up because I'm interested to hear from him too. But we're going to have to get the name right. We're not going to do. I mean, unless you're okay with the Jack Hitler face, but they left. Okay, so a runner.
I got Return of the Jack, Get Into the Now. Oh,
okay.
Here it is. Jack off Hitler caught. But before I do,
it's not acceptable.
Before I do, there was something John said. John, do you remember what you said?
Yes, my question was, do you feel like you need to lose everything to gain everything back?
I think we might, but we each have our own rock bottoms. And my drinking, I was a high bottom drunk, right? I didn't lose my career, my family, I didn't lose things as a result of my drinking, just my health and self-respect and dignity. We each have to go through our own losses. And here's where I think my path is helpful. I can help people identify their mental attachments to the people they have, to the things they have, so that they're not so controlling in their lives. You can do a mental detachment from anything. It just takes the idea and maybe the encouragement, the willingness to try. But I quote unquote lost everything, but I didn't lose anyone. Really, in my life, I've been blessed. I haven't dealt with losses of family members, deaths, stuff like that. Even my military, I didn't deal with death, my service. So I've been blessed. The people I lost, as far as I know, they're good and well.
What if you lose relationships, though? What if you had people that you've been friends with since high school, and then you come upon a new idea, and your reputation is not the same as it was before? What about those? Isn't that basically like a death of that person if they don't talk to you ever again?
I realized I was worrying myself sick, and I I couldn't get my mind off trying to get back to my son. But where I was, I had to realize with my income and with the accusations at work, my chances of getting the courts to, or getting anyone to really support my son coming back to me was difficult, especially with no money. So I had to stop allowing him time in my head. I had to realize that I was dead to him in his life and he was dead to me in mine. So it's time to move on. And then, you know, eventually I came to understand that little story of Jesus talking to the masses, and they interrupt to say, hey, your mother and brothers are outside, or wherever it was. And who's that? My family or those who are with me. And we can all live like that. Those my family are those who are with me right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to sort of love people from a distance where we don't even have to kill them off. We just understand that right now, at this time in our life, we're not meant to be together. So we don't even need to look forward to the future, because we just need to do what we need to do now to create a space that leads to an opportunity to reconcile for ourselves and others, and then give them that opportunity. If they won't take that opportunity, then it is what it is. You know, that's learning to surrender and let go. We're not in control of other people, places, and things. That's the hardest lesson learned here, one of them. We're in control of ourselves and what we do and create. When we do and create what we're supposed to, usually the people who are supposed to be in our lives return, and in a better way than before, right? So we need to look back to ourselves and what we're doing and not doing that maybe is shutting off opportunities for growth and reconciliation.
That's exactly the conversation I'd like to have with them. I've had those conversations with myself, and at this point, all I can do is make myself available. But see, this is where, too, back to what I've been saying. If we can have faith in the divine and recognize that the divine is us, okay, we control the world. We don't. We control how we react to the world we navigate ourselves through.
But why would you want to react to the world? Don't you want to be the change that you want to see in the world? Because everyone reacts nowadays, like everyone just, you know.
But based on
they're called reactionaries, right? Like, you know.
Right. But if this is a question for me, John, what from me makes you question me?
Well, I'm not questioning you. I'm just making a statement that, like, the term react, it has a connotation of you're just reacting to life. You know what I mean? I'm saying something deeper here.
Well, I get it.
And so if you want to expound upon that, that'd be great. Why would you?
Please and thank you. I actually meant to discuss reactions when Christos was talking about karma. Because really, that's all karma is a reaction. Stillness creates no movement. With no movement, there's no action. So by our mere movements, we create karma. And to overcome the karma, we must overcome the reactions. So it's all patterns and it all comes together, but what you said is true. I used to live in a reactive state. I mean, reactions, that's how obedience, people use, there's fear and manipulation of human behavior, psychology has convinced people to become slaves. And it's because of the reactive nature of humanity. So I'm not reacting. I did react. I am a response to the society that drove me nuts enough to fucking drink myself to death. Maybe I still got some resentments in me. At the enemy of our governments and our corporations. Those are my enemies.
Maybe the enemy is still within yourself.
What would make you think that? Is that where your enemy lies? I have none.
Yeah, because all those external things, like people always want to put blame on this group, that group, the government,
Right.
the small hats, whatever they may be. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I'm just, you know what I mean? And it's just a victim mentality.
No.
And I want to get people out of that.
Hey,
I don't want to like.
Hey,
I'm
John.
sorry. Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of getting away from the point here. You know, Jack, are you feeling like he's kind of spinning here?
Oh, I'm spinning. I'm looping.
It's his pattern. He's growing and learning in his own way. He's trying to find disagreements instead of understanding, but he's getting there. I agree, though. He's taking us off track. The question of I saw what you were doing. You view an enemy as what, a danger? Something to be kept away or something to attack? I see an enemy as a potential friend, potential adversary, someone I can learn from, someone I can grow from, someone who's going to create resistance for me and a challenge in this adventure. So the challenge and the adversary of me and us is the corporate and government structures. So let's have some fun. Let's fucking tear this enemy down. I think it'd be fun. Does that make sense, John?
Yes, I totally agree with you. What I'm saying is to tear down such structures, we also have to tear down part of ourselves to grow back something new.
Well,
and it goes back to
when you're speaking we in this moment, you're speaking of yourself, because I already have. I'm refreshed, renewed, restored every day. So I'm not looping in the past, John, and I'm not letting excuses or imaginations hold me back. As a matter of fact, my imaginations of success are driving me forward. They're leading me forward. Would you like to join or continue interrupting?
I still have an enemy within myself that I need to address. Is my hang up here.
Well, can we explore it? What do you think it
Sure.
is? What's holding you back from peace within?
I guess
have
blaming
ideas.
other people for my problems. Let's start there.
That's a big part. Why do you think you blame?
Because it's easy, it's convenient.
Yep. Do you like blaming?
I get a
Do you like
dopamine rush from it
denying
sometimes.
yourself? Sure, it's like you get away with something. It's like there is a little probably a chemical response within, but the reality is blame is denying yourself the opportunity of accountability, the opportunity of responsibility. And if you don't accept responsibility or accountability, you don't have a choice. You're stuck in that fucking loop of blame. No other option for you, because that's what you chose. So, does that make sense, John? We don't want to blame. We want to.
Yeah. You basically you want to be honorable and you want to be accountable, as opposed to passing the buck, as they say, or putting all your insecurities onto something else.
True, it's an excuse. See, blame and excuses, they keep us from being pure. And we're here to be refined and tested until we are pure pure without the ego delusions, the insanity that we know more than God. We can predict the future. We know what someone else is thinking. Dude, it's nonsense. We don't know what we don't know.
I mean, even like John Vance, like even you or like the Moose thinking you know like what Jack or I or anyone else knows, when you constantly show a cycling of confusion and mischief. This, you even just said it. You revealed it all. You're in this for dopamine hits and your mischief. You're like a sick drug addict. You know, destroying yourself with this addiction to blame.
It's true, yeah.
But the good news is, John, is your spirit brought you to where you are. You know, so these panels, and Paul, seriously, we can create some focused, we can help transform lives. I've got a lot of ideas, man, but
it just brings me back to the energy we put into what we get out of, you know. Ian actually said that, you know, all the energy that was directed at criticizing you, if it was like directed at something productive, we could have been performing miracles already, you know. But instead we just say, you know what, we're just going to direct all of our negative energy towards Jack Talcott because he's an easy target, he's a public figure, and he has some controversial things to say, and let's just rag on him, you know. And I just thought, you know, like that's probably not the best use of time. And I just feel like, you know, those people are me, and in that they just want to blame somebody else for their insecurities, you know.
Thank you, John. It's part of the human growth. It's part of our development. Hey, Paul, are you still there? You've been quiet.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Hey. Okay. Well, I don't want to interrupt that. And actually that guides me to where I'll go with this. We're already over a couple of hours, and I had actually envisioned just about 2 hours. I'm still trying to moderate and figure things out. Nothing's done for me yet. I'm still where I was. So what I was thinking is, do you want to move this over to your platform soon?
Yeah, we can go back over there.
I'm assuming I'm welcome there, that we'll continue on, right?
Yeah, I mean, I presume that at this point you obviously, you know, see that what you said the other day was, you know, you were speaking out of some form of anger and haste, saying I'd never done anything for you, with you, I've never offered anything. I mean, come on, Jack, you know,
I know.
No matter how bad things get, we can never leave this relationship or go on a break and never say what we never did for each other. That ain't right.
Fair enough. Now, where I was coming from, and it's nothing on you, it's just the way it is. My life has not improved. Nothing in my physical reality.
Well, listen, I mean, it's not like I'm not working on that. I mean, okay, I mean, I get it. Like, I'm here to help you improve your life, but
I know
if I can't get that done right away, then I'm going to be judged for that. Well, you know, I mean, I want to work on this, but I can't have you making me feel like I have no purpose in life when I'm here to help you.
I see that clearly.
Like, all I'm here to do at this point is help you, and you're fucking. So this is why we shouldn't even talk about this, because it's still a sore spot with me. It really is.
I see that, Paul. I recognize that, and I don't intend, that's not my intent, okay? But you have a fair question, and you ask me to explain, you ask what's up with that. Today is what it is, and we're growing and learning together. And I'm not, back to what I was saying, okay? You're right. I spoke out of line and out of emotion. And it wasn't the truth. It wasn't a compassionate or honest, caring truth that I spoke.
Thank you, brother, for saying that, because, you know, it makes me feel like, and I'm back here again today because I see so much in our relationship.
I see that.
You know, at least now we have somewhere to go with this, because I did say I was going to do Bancot. You know, I was going to issue an edict for banning, but as long as we can find resolution, and you could say you completely were being selfish in that moment, acting out of anger, and that's okay, it happens, but I can't be doing this, putting all my time, energy, attention into trying to change your life, and then be told I'm not. Okay, so then I don't even, we need to go over there back where it feels like home, okay?
Yeah,
for all
let's
of us.
do that.
We need to discuss what the fuck we're all needing and wanting and where this is going.
Hey, let's do that. I intend no disrespect. There's 5 people in the background that I've been ignoring. They've been patiently waiting, but let's wrap this up. Let's continue elsewhere. Okay, Paul?
All right.
Hey, I'm going to just do a quick final wrap, and thank everyone for joining. Those who came on the panel, those who waited patiently and were not brought up. Today, my goal in the beginning was to share some peace, some stillness, some observations on what I've learned for myself that I found helpful. So that started, and it's no secret. I've been quite honest about, I'm a fan of Paul's and the potential and the ideas that I have imagined without his permission, his support, nothing sexual. Keep that crap out of your head. But guys, brothers and sisters, whoever's listening, we are a part of something big. It's far greater than us. It's called history. This is our chance. Today starts the rest of our lives, and this is our chance to prove to the world, to show to the world. You don't have to prove anything. Prove it to yourself. This is our chance to prove to yourself and to show the world why you think you're here. Have fun with it. See what you can discover. And for those tuning in, please jump on over to the Proper Instruction Motivates People platform. And that's where I'll be heading shortly. God bless, choose love, and live without fear. Peace.